Hey, what is going on, everybody? Hope you are all doing well. It has been a hell of a long time since I've made a new video, and I'm still here. I'm definitely still here. I've been focusing on a lot of other things. It's been an insane year. I'm probably going to do a little vlog thing soon just to kind of get everything caught up to speed for all of you that do still follow this channel with everything. And I'm going to try to get this channel back up and moving a little bit again, too. But if you could please, primary channel that I'm kind of working out of here now is the Nerf Herder Studios YouTube channel. I'll put a link down in the description here. Go check that channel out and drop a subscription over there. That would be fantastic. It's me and my buddy John. We do everything pop culture-esque, horror-esque. We've been doing short films with everything, so if you could check out our short film Paralysis, that would be fantastic. We got nominated for a bunch of little independent horror film festivals and stuff, which was really neat, so we're super proud of that there. And we're doing all sorts of stuff around Marvel, Star Wars, horror, just stuff that we love around the film community. So we're going to be very active doing things on that side there. I will try to be more active here as well. And then, of course, my Instagram, which is Scotty Boots. So check me out over there. It's just been a really wild year. If any of you have been following me through my Instagram, you've seen everything with this health journey I've been on for the last year. So I'll talk about that once I kind of do this vlog video. But I wanted to do just a classic Blu-ray update collection video here because I've got a ton, as always. And these are just the ones that have kind of been compiling up that I wanted to talk about quick. So I'm going to try to keep this brief, as always. But I got a huge stack to get through here. We're going to kick it off with some awesome steelbooks. First of which is for Evil Dead 2. So I've kind of been wanting to get steelbooks for all of the Evil Dead films. I had from the original, and then Ash vs. Evil Dead, and then the reboot, remake that they'd kind of done, reimagining. And I needed Evil Dead 2. I needed Army of Darkness from Scream Factory. I finally did it, so there's that guy right there, and it is a gorgeous steelbook. Next here, we got the 4K steelbook for Kick-Ass, and this is so cool. I love what they're doing with these at Best Buy because of these sleeves. I love the little extra touch with the slipcover on there. Adds a lot, and I appreciate that a ton. Next up here is Scarface, and this is one of those movies. We've all got a handful of them. I'd never seen Scarface until recently, and I thought that I'd seen a majority of this, but the parts that I remembered after watching the whole movie is just stuff I've seen from clips and everything, so I've definitely never sat down with this before. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic film. And another one to kind of scratch off the bucket list of classic films I've not gotten to yet. Then we got Total Recall. Again, this is the 4K release, gorgeous steelbook with that slip again. But just a beautiful release and a fantastic movie. Total Recall will always be one of those top films and in the top handful of Arnold films for sure. And then we got that Scream Factory Army of Darkness here. This is a beautiful steelbook, and this completes my steelbook collection now for the Evil Dead franchise. So that makes me happy. I had to pay a little bit of a pretty penny for this one here because I got this when it was already out of print because I was not hell-bent on doing it at that time. But once I grabbed the Evil Dead 2 steelbook, I was like, I got to complete it. Just to be a completionist and get this done, I had to. Now we're going to jump into a couple newer films here. First, The Wolf of Snow Hollow. This is fantastic. I love this movie. I adore this movie. This is such a unique genre blend that I feel really hits every tone and beat they were going for. This could have been a mess and really could have felt disjointed. And for me, at least, everything held together great in this. I thought the acting, the directing, the style, this is just such a unique take of a werewolf story here. And really what I feel we kind of needed in the werewolf genre. Werewolf movies, you can only kind of do so much with. This was a very unique take on werewolves. If you have not seen this, I would highly recommend seeking this out. I don't even want to talk about plot or tone of this at all. I went into this 100% blind, and I think that's the best way to experience this movie. Check it out. Don't watch a trailer. Go see this if you've not seen it yet. Absolutely fantastic. Next here, we've got Wolfman's Got Nards, a documentary for one of my favorite films, The Monster Squad. And this is so good and heartwarming. If you grew up on The Monster Squad, can't recommend this enough. And if The Monster Squad is a movie that you've been wanting to see or you've heard about and you just haven't gotten to it, go watch The Monster Squad for sure and then check this out because this is just such a heartwarming journey for a film that didn't get its feet under it when it came out and has definitely found its audience. I remember grabbing the Monster Squad all the time as a little kid, the VHS, and we all know what that original VHS cover art was. And I always remembered every single time going to the video store, I had to rent the Monster Squad. That was one of those movies as a kid. Just whenever you went to go get movies, it was a Monster Squad kind of a night. So check this out. This is definitely kind of a love letter to fans and just beautifully, beautifully done. Next up here, old school, kind of classic comedy now, I would say, is I Love You, Man. This such a good comedy. I think Paul Rudd and Jason Segel play off each other great. Just fantastic movie. Really good, warm, loving, heartfelt comedy. Next, The Collector. And The Collector is fantastic. I remember seeing this in the theater. Went into this blind as well. Me and my brother used to we had a easy theater to sneak into movies with, so we'd go catch a movie and then sneak into 2 or 3 afterwards, and this is one that we were just like, let's go give it a shot, and fell in love with it. Love this, love the collection, cannot wait for The Collected coming up here soon too, so this is an awesome one if you've not seen. Next is God Bless America. This is a super fun movie. It's almost therapeutic in weird ways, just because of almost vicariously living through these characters in a sense. You know, it's nobody would act out what this is, but just the idea of just, hey, the world should be kinder and nicer, and we're dealing with all this crazy, stupid shit all the time. This movie addresses that, I feel like, in a really fun way. This is a really good ride. I enjoyed this movie a lot. Next, we got is Neighbors 2, and I like this one a little bit more than the first Neighbors. Both of them, I mean, they are what they are. I think it's kind of you could have a love-hate relationship. I'm not the biggest fan of the movies themselves, but I did enjoy this one a little bit more than the first. Yes, this was Zombieland Double Tap. Dude, no, I didn't care for this one bit. I wanted to like it so much, and I felt like it had moments in here that it started to come together for me, but this just didn't do it for me. It just felt very lazily put together. It didn't have the same heartfelt, niche that I think the first Zombieland did. I think the first Zombieland captured something at a perfect time with, a great ensemble cast of actors, and they just, I don't know what happened here. I did not care for it at all, though. Next, Big Trouble in Little China. Of course, Carpenter classic. I hadn't seen this movie for a long time. I revisited it somewhat recently, and it's still just such a ton of fun. So if you haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China, this would definitely be one to seek out. It's a great, great Carpenter film. Next, X-Men Dark Phoenix. And this film caught so much flack, and I totally understand why. I think I found myself enjoying this a little bit more than what the common moviegoer was saying about it. And a lot of that could have been because I skipped it in theaters, and I waited until about 2 months ago to watch it. So I think, all the negativity surrounding this film and all of that, I'd kind of let that go and just watch this quietly one night. Not great at all. I mean, compared to everything else, the films have kind of been falling down with Apocalypse and then to this, but I didn't think this was all that bad. If you were holding out on seeing this because of what the initial reviews were, it's worth at least checking out, I would say. Next is Bill and Ted Face the Music, and this, I wanted to love this movie so much. I'm not going to proclaim to be this huge Bill and Ted fan, but I do enjoy the first 2 movies. They're fun. This does capture that same, kind of tone and heartfelt, but it felt kind of like that watered down version. It was almost the cliche situation when they come back, they do a movie years later, and it's just like Super Troopers 2. It's just like, okay, it exists. This I would take over Super Troopers 2, but it just had that same kind of a feel. It was super cool for Keanu Reeves to come back. I mean, obviously he has blown up, since doing this. So it was nice to see him and Alex Winter together. They still have that same fun chemistry together. So that's what I was mostly into with this movie. But, enjoyable for the most part. Next up here, we've got Brawl in Cell Block 99. This was awesome. This is, what's the guy's name? They say same dude that did Bone Tomahawk, which Bone Tomahawk's a classic in my eyes. Now, that movie will definitely stand the test of time. This here, though, is, in my eyes, almost just as good. I think Bone Tomahawk holds a really special place for me because that's another great genre blend, and I like a good slow burn when it pays off that well, and Bone Tomahawk is damn near a masterpiece with that. This is solid, though. Vince Vaughn is fantastic in this. There is some extreme violence in this, which is captured very well. It feels very visceral, and it complements the movie so much, but really, really enjoyed this one a lot, and Vince Vaughn's performance in there is top-notch. Next is Uncut Gems. Another one I didn't catch in theaters or after, since it had been on Netflix. So recently I just seen this one, and I really like this one too. I'm kind of on that A24 bandwagon with things. I will give anything A24 puts out a shot, even if I don't see it when it immediately comes out. So I really like what A24 has been doing for years now. I think the first movie I'd seen from them might have been Ex Machina, which is one of my favorites of all time. But Uncut Gems, super good, great performance from Adam Sandler in there, and a good reminder that if he's got someone running the camera, giving him direction, the dude has it. It's just, I think all of his, latest comedies just fall into that same cliche bubble, and it's just, all right, churn and burn, churn and burn, churn and burn, and he gets a bad rep for it. So if you need a little bit of a palate cleanser from Adam Sandler, check out Uncut Gems if you haven't seen that yet. This one here was awesome. That is The Rental, and I am a huge Dan Stevens fan. I got a total man crush on Dan Stevens. Everything that I see him in, even if it's a smaller role, I really just love what the guy brings. The Guest, of course, fantastic in The Guest. There was this other one. Oh, I'm totally blanking on the name of the movie now. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Oh my gosh, I think it was with Anne Hathaway, where. Wow. Okay, I'm blanking hard. It's definitely Anne Hathaway in there. It's some kind of a monster movie, but there's a lot that kind of goes into that and stuff. I can't think of the damn name of the movie, but if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. He has a small role in that too, and he's fantastic. But The Rental is super, super good. Dave Franco directed this here, his debut, and I thought he did really a fantastic job for a debut. And this idea in here, as they say, a lean and brutal psycho for the Airbnb era. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much sells the movie right there. This was unique. It was different. It didn't rely on cliches and such. It just kind of did what it needed to do, and I really appreciated that. I really love movies that, instead of forcing your hand to kind of go down cliche avenue, it just kind of does what feels right for the movie, and that's what I feel they did with that. They sat down, they put together a story, and what felt right for that story is how they captured it, and I love that. Next, we got Peninsula, which is kind of the sequel in a sense, or spin-off of Train to Busan. This here, man, I wanted to love this too. I thought it started off really strong. I was really, really on board with this movie from, the first 15 minutes or so. 20 minutes, but it takes a crazy turn in here out of nowhere, and I think it could have worked, but it was just so ridiculous that it threw the whole movie off. Just threw the entire movie off. If you've seen this, I don't even have to tell you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's almost worth seeking this movie out just to see the crazy turn that this movie takes out of nowhere. Just comes out of left field and just really just makes this movie fall flat on its ass. It finds itself again with a couple of spots there, and then once you get to the ending, it takes another crazy wild turn, and it just doesn't make sense at all. There's things that could have worked if they would have handled it maybe a little bit differently, but it really ruined what I felt they set up to be, kind of a solid spinoff of what Train to Busan was, because to me, Train to Busan is an absolute, masterpiece film that captured so well with, the zombie stuff, but then also just the human elements in there too. So this was pretty disappointing, and I don't know why they made the choices they made with that. It's far out there what they chose to do with some of that stuff, which is almost a perfect segue into the stuff, because the stuff is very much an out there film, and it's seeking out to be an out there film. I mean, this is kind of in the same lines of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, just crazy, wild, out there, over the top acting. And I'd just seen this for the first time. I'd never seen this movie, so I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And it's a fun ride. It's definitely a fun ride. You can laugh at this. You can enjoy this. You can have fun with this. This is like a super fun, pop it on with your friends and just, have a good time with movie. But I enjoy this. I like movies like this if they don't take themselves seriously at all. And you can tell that the actors and everything going on within the film is just goofy and fun. And I felt like they captured that pretty well with this. The interesting thing that I always think about with these kinds of movies is what it looks like when you're sitting down and doing like a table read. When you get these actors together, producers, the director and such, and everybody's kind of sitting down, like what those conversations are like when everyone's looking into how to portray these characters that have been written. I would love to be a fly on the wall just hearing those conversations and how over the top that they want these characters to be and what all that looks like, because clearly, there's all sorts of age groups of actors that go into the movies and such. You've got kids in here, teenagers, older people and stuff, and to see how they kind of portray these characters and stuff, I would love to just kind of hear those conversations. But that's going to do it. I got through that fairly quick there. So yeah, that's my new Blu-ray collection update video. I'll go ahead and get these categorized and alphabetized on the movie shelf there and such. But again, thank you guys again. All the support is always super appreciated. I know it's been a while, but I would super appreciate if you guys could go check out the Nerf Herder Studios page and drop a subscription over there. Kind of follow us and what we're doing on that side. That page will be much more active, and I will try to pop in here and there. Definitely will do kind of like a vlog video pretty soon just to kind of share what this last year has been like, because it's been all sorts of craziness and really good stuff going on too. But check out the Nerf Herder Studios. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, and then also check out my Instagram, which is at Scotty Boots. I will put links all down below here. Hope everybody is doing well. Drop a thumbs up, leave some comments down below. Love to know how you're all doing, and we'll catch you all next time.